More drama.
Another legendary drops from legendary drops. Yeah, we have reached biblical levels of coping. 14 hours ago, 200k. Let's see what's all about.
We're drama farming today. Yeah, that's
Oh,
right. We're doubling back because apparently Power World has broken people's minds. Instead,
is this oh, what's called in American, in English, American, in English. Uh, I forgot. But here where you see bad people and devils and everything here in this place.
of just celebrating the game for the success that it's found and also for the fact that Nintendo finally has a real competitor for Pokemon, no, you have
Yes.
people that have fallen into psychosis, a deep level of coping that we never even thought was possible. Scientists need to study this thing because, man, is it
Why? What's that?
horrendous. In the face of Power World's continued success, and oh man, is it successful, these people just won't let it be. Power World derangement syndrome, where regardless of the facts that are right in front of them, this game has to constantly be under attack. You have people accusing Power World and Pocket Pair of walking into Nintendo's offices and stealing assets right off of their desks. You got some people that are saying that regardless of what you're seeing online, don't believe a damn thing because this game, it's actually a failure. It's a flop. It's a laughing stock in most countries. You guys just don't see it because it's not real. And even
Well,
if this
well, I am not in America, but in my country, a lot of people I see it. I see them, and they play Bad War. How you know that? I scroll on TikTok and another platform, and I see people in my language, and they play Bad War. And it is fun. It is fun.
game is popular, well, the only reason why is because of internet grifters and YouTubers. Thank
Yeah,
you.
welcome.
That are only rallying the troops and trying to get people to play this game for one reason, to make Pokemon fans mad. Guys, that's just a side benefit.
So let's say I want to say this. I don't know Pokemon fans, but let's say about I wanted to talk to them about something. If you are fan of something, let's say Pokemon, I am fan from for Anime One Piece, not Anime One Piece, manga One, and I am I can consider myself as PlayStation, Sony PlayStation a fan. So what I want to say, if your company that you are fan of did you wrong and there a competitive come and try to compete with your company, something you follow, something you fan of, you tried you should be happy. I talk about Marvel Rival and Overwatch a lot because it is the most famous example for gamers. It is something you should be happy. Why? Because make your company wakes up or realize something that it is not in their pocket all the time. You can do whatever they want. It makes them do better. I mean, are you okay with your games about Pokemon? How they are bad in 2026 right now? You should be happy because they will now consider for you to build something like Palworld, something big like Palworld, to compete, to make people come back. What? Who did that? Overwatch. Overwatch, because there are no compete with them. They do whatever they want until Marvel Rival come and see results that a lot of people, not even people start to play Marvel Rival as shooter game. No, there is a lot of people who like Overwatch and that left Overwatch and go to Marvel Rival, and that's make him realize that no, we can do whatever we want. So if you fan for Pokemon and see Palworld, you should be happy. That's the what's I can say. That's a punch in the face that make him realize the reality. This company, Nintendo need to realize that. Nintendo need to realize that there are company will take you franchise, not franchise, things similar to your franchise and make your base fans go there and put their money on it. Imagine it is $30-$20 game, and Nintendo for their crappy games it is like $70-$80. There is a huge difference. So yeah, fans, you should be happy if they're competing company come to compete with yours that you are fan of. Because why? The results always will be positive for you. It is, oh yeah, it always will be for you as a positive results, as a positive effect.
The ego on these guys is just absolutely absurd. What many people fail to realize is the vast majority of people that are playing Pal World right now, they're Pokemon fans or
Yeah,
former Pokemon fans. Or they're people that have always wanted
as
to.
well as Marvel Rival, a lot of them they are Overwatch players, Overwatch fan, but they have it with them, the greedy company. So yeah, let's go. And oh, yeah, it is Marvel Rival, good game, and they are listening to to us. So yeah,
Get into one of these games, but maybe it just didn't suit them for whatever reason. It wasn't mature enough, maybe, or maybe, I don't know, they just didn't want to have to buy a whole console just to be able to do so. Nintendo is the one that opened this door.
yeah,
They're the ones that let Pal World through.
yeah.
That needs to be recognized. So today, we're going to roll around in the mud a little bit, maybe sling a little bit of it ourselves. We're going to set the record straight, and we're going to talk about how Pal World's success isn't even over yet. Hell, it's probably not even begun. This thing's only going to get bigger.
Imagine being able to build
Yes,
anything
imagine.
just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Normally, I don't circle back around to a topic. I like to stick and move when it comes to the things that I cover, but Pal World continued to gain momentum over the weekend, and while my timeline has been filled with people that have been cheering on the game's success, there have been more people either defending Pal World or documenting some of the highest grade meltdowns and coping that I've ever seen from the darkest corners of the Pokemon fandom. And I think that it is very important to make that distinction because I don't think that these conversations are coming from well-adjusted fans of the largest franchise in history. No, I think that they are coming from the most terminally millennial rejects that have not only made a franchise, but a multi-billion-dollar corporation their god and their identity. I'm talking about 40-year-olds with Pokemon trainer profile pictures staking out your local Costco and Target in their Vaporeon
I didn't get it. Why American love to buy Pokemon cards? It is a waste of one one because you don't know what you get, so it is gambling. Two, it is waste of money. Three, it is not gold. You put it in your closet, and after 5, 6, 10 years, it is more value. Get more value. So I did, yeah. If you are a collector, I mean, I understand, but a lot. So let's say that there are, let's say, watches collector, but there are not a lot of them. There are cars collectors, but are not a lot of. But this one, a lot of American I see collect cards, Pokemon's cards.
is my waifu t-shirt while they're in there in the early hours of the morning just so they can
Oh,
sumo
oh,
wrestle
oh,
each other for a box of Pokemon cards out of the fear that a mom of a 10-year-old might want to buy a pack or two because her kid came home with a good report card. Pal World's success has broken these people. No game should ever or can ever come close to the franchise that they've dedicated their entire lives to. And as Power World's success has continued, these people have only fallen deeper into depravity. Since my last video talking about the game, Power World has somehow broken yet another milestone, climbing to a peak concurrent player count of over 960,000
Yeah, this is a million. This is a million. And 93% they like it.
players. That means Power World has now entered the top 10
93. Yeah, 93.
most played games in Steam's history twice.
PUBG Battleground 2019. Nice. Over Elden Ring. Oh, I mean, I understand why. Because under Elden Ring, it's Souls-like, not Souls-like, Dark Souls. Not there is people don't like hard games. Cyber, Black Myth. Oh, Counter-Strike 2.
Over. First by breaking Counter-Strike 2 with 2.1 million players, and then now by returning and breaking past Elden Ring. These numbers are absolutely insane. They are shared by some of the highest selling, most popular, and most prestigious games.
Yes, and they are cheaper, yeah.
Games in the entire industry, but for whatever reason, some people have decided that that simply just is not enough. In response to the latest peak, one person had said, "This would be impressive if it had doubled the early access launch peak, but it is currently below 50% of its peak CCU, and with only 16K new user reviews added since 1.0, that means barely anyone playing Power World right now is a new player." They then doubled down later, saying that the game is completely and utterly a flop in Japan, citing that Japanese player reviews only made up 1% of the game's 442,000 global reviews.
You say it. Global. There is Paul in it. 8 billion people consider global. This is global. And you say 1% from one country.
This is what happens when somebody discovers SteamDB before they discover statistical literacy. They have the concurrent player counts, percentages, review totals, regional breakdowns. They got the whole forensic investigation laid out right in front of them, and yet somehow they understand less about Power World's performance than somebody that looked at that chart for about 5 seconds. A non-live service game bringing back nearly 1 million concurrent players years after its launch is statistically absurd. Even Elden Ring, one of the most celebrated games ever made, returned roughly 70% of its original peak with a massive expansion. Power World returning nearly half of its historic 2.1 million players at its launch is not evidence of failure, it's evidence.
And a lot of them not returning players. I am new. I buy it 1.0 launch.
Evidence of an enormous existing audience returning alongside a flood of new players, and using 16,000 new reviews, or the percentage of Japanese language reviews from a predominantly console-based country to be able to calculate how many new people are actually playing the game is honestly ridiculous.
Yes.
The vast majority of players never even leave a review. They cite the 442,000 global reviews.
I did never put a review on games, except once or two, just to try it. I didn't know. I don't remember what the game even. So yes, a lot of people don't review it. Yes, I see the review. I should do some review because a lot of people see the review and decided on the review to play it or not. But yes, there are a lot of people don't review.
Accumulated over the course of 2 years, but Power World sold 15 million copies on Steam in its first month alone, back 2 years ago. Even against that opening month number, reviews represent less than 3% of players. They are trying to measure an ocean with a shot glass, and they're writing it down to the 6th decimal place. Japan makes this argument even dumber. It is one of the weakest major markets for PC gaming, with console players outnumbering PC players nearly 2-1 and mobile players nearly 4-1. Of course, Japanese Steam reviews are going to be disproportionately low. According to Famitsu, Resident Evil Requiem is the 7th most popular game of the year in Japan, yet only 986 of its more than 104,000 Steam reviews are actually in Japanese. That's not even 1%. So what are these people even doing? They are speaking with absolute certainty about data that they never even tried to understand, let alone even verify. This is entry-level math, and this man is out here publishing Twitter dissertations like he completed the Human Genome Project because he just learned how to divide two numbers. Then we have people who wouldn't even be bothered to misread the numbers because they would much rather just deny reality entirely. Some people are claiming that the only reason that Pal World surged over the weekend was because, well, YouTubers and their audiences were just playing the game out of spite. Other people
Well, duh. A lot of people play games because see some teaser or someone who play it, something make them see the game and decide, oh, I like it, so I will play it. Let me put this. There are a lot of games it is enjoyable to watch, it is miserable to play. And a lot of games it is needed to be watch at first, so decided to be able to play it. And a lot of games like what let's give you this example. A lot of games needs, let's say, YouTubers, streamers, or popular people who have big audience, give them some information of games like what, like Red Dead Redemption. At first, it is slow. If you patient, you will earn a good story. So they make a lot of people buy it, knowing that at first it is a slow game and you need to pay. Like I am before I understand. Like first time I play Red Dead Redemption, I cannot make it first chapter. I didn't yet play it fully and end it, but I understand it is slow game and it is great story. So I hope one day play it again. If not, the people say it is slow at first. I didn't return for this game, but now I understand. So it is situational thing.
said that, well, the creators once worked in crypto, so they just kind of decided that every positive post about the game is coming from bots, scammers, or some coordinated campaign. And when none of that works, well, then they just throw their hands up and ask why anyone cares at all. One Nintendo content creator had said, as people spam Palworld's live player count, I ask again, why any of us care? There are likely 15 million people playing Roblox right now. Nobody seems to care about that. It's just being used to argue online.
Except in this sentence, there is problem. What is a lot of company wants to build some games like Roblox. Like Roblox can do anything in it. So if you example on Roblox, it is backfire on you. Second full, how I say it, why you care? Because a lot of people play it and a lot of people like it. Not journal, not something in some company wrote something about this game. No, real data, real sheets, and a lot of YouTubers who known for their honest opinion like this game. So yes.
wish none of us ever knew that metric. The idea that people are only bringing up a number to argue it is hilarious coming from the people that are actively arguing against that number. They care. They care so much that they desperately want everybody to stop looking at it. Why should we even know this metric is exactly what somebody would say when the scoreboard's still on and their team is getting blown out. That number matters because it gives us a real-time snapshot of how many people are playing a game at once. It helps us gauge how successful a game is, and we need that information because it's serving as a warning for how safe that game is for you to invest your time and your money into. As more games become dependent on live support, the last thing you want to do is buy into something that has no future. There are plenty of people saving their money right now because they didn't buy Marathon, even though there's a ton of people that are saying that, oh, it's one of the greatest games ever made, even though it's struggling to hold water. Only the most stalwart Nintendo fans could look at this situation and decide, you know what, the real problem is too much transparency. But you know what, I'll tell you what, the real reason why people care about these numbers is the message they send. Pokemon has spent years in squalor, putting in the least amount of effort.
Look at this shit.
generation after generation while maximizing their profits the entire way through.
I
Pokemon
didn't. This shit. I didn't mean the Pokemon. No, I talk about this.
is the
Even the
largest
system.
media franchise in history, generating more than $100 billion in revenue by 2024. And the only way that players are going to be able to make their voices heard over its loudest defenders and also its biggest spenders, people who seem completely happy with just eating shit, is for another game to come along with numbers that genuinely threaten it. Steam concurrent player counts give us those numbers, and on that top 10 peak concurrent list that I had shown, Palworld sits above Cyberpunk 2077, which sold
Yeah, and yeah, all of that, and no console, no Sony, no Xbox. All these numbers.
40 million copies. Elden Ring, which sold 30 million. Hogwarts Legacy, which sold 40 million. These are numbers that actively challenge some of Pokemon's highest selling and highest performing games. Palworld is multi-platform. It's widely accessible. And it gives people a reason not to choose Nintendo now that there is a real alternative that is out there. So when I see people that are tweeting Pokemon doesn't have to do anything because it's the largest entertainment franchise, or that they're floating theories that Sony is secretly funding and running an online campaign against Pokemon, or that everyone celebrating Palworld is just pretending to like it just to spike Pokemon fans, I have to appreciate the sheer Omega level ego required to believe that any of this is about you. It's not about you. It's about getting around you and reaching a franchise that has spent years shielded from criticism, a franchise that has left countless players behind while farming the blind faith of its most devoted consumers by serving them swill at a premium price. Palworld doesn't need to destroy Pokemon. It only needs to prove that there are millions of people that are out there that are waiting for someone to deliver something that Nintendo refused to. And that's exactly what this game has done. And it did so perfectly. It did so for half the price with no DLC, no microtransactions, or no live service. Yeah. Unlike Pokemon.
Nothing. Just go and have some fun. And for cheap price.
They make you fools pay for evolutions. What are you talking about? You're not even a part of this conversation anymore. You obviously don't even want your games to get any better. And these plutonium-enriched retards are coping harder than I have ever seen. And what makes this all so frustrating is that it's for their own benefit. This game needs competition. Pokemon and Nintendo...
As I said, it is need every big franchise. If they don't have competition, they will keep keeping, and the result of that is always negative for whom? For you. So don't it's like you defend for your best players, and your best players don't even know you. Don't even do something for you. Don't even notice what you do for them. Don't be a sheep. Think. I didn't ever like Xbox, but I am rooting for this girl, Aisha, I think, this woman. I'm rooting for making Xbox great again. So PlayStation and Sony wake up and see the competitive is turning from slaughtering sheep into beast against them. I need that. I need to make sure that Sony afraid, so they will do as hard as they can. As well for Pokemon, they need that. Don't defend them. God damn it, this make me mad.
As a company needs competition. Anytime any company or service or product is left to its own devices where it has no competition and it effectively has a monopoly, well, they switch from value creation to value extraction, and Nintendo has been running that gambit for decades now. Now, this is when I inevitably hear, but there were other creature collectors. True, but they've also proven that they are not adequate competition. They make fantastic games. Digimon Time Strangers was great. I loved that game. And I also heard that Monster Hunter Stories is also really good. But these guys have not made a dent. They've not even made a scratch, and they've been at it for years now. Decades in the case of Digimon. Palworld left a gaping wound. This game is massive. If you want anybody to blame for your favorite game being threatened, Why don't you try blaming the
And now we are in 2026. After Palworld, we will see a new genre. Maybe it is existing, so it is will be growing. But I will say new genre, and we'll call it Sound Gathering Game. You will see Digimon, Pokemon, Palworld likes games. When will you have open worlds and do whatever, like Minecraft, do whatever you want, and gathering, and you will see big monsters that out you level. If you want, you can fight them and beat your ass, but you can level up and go. You can do whatever you want. Why? Because bad world, and because someone brave and go against this big company and do whatever he likes.
company that left any room for competition, the company that put in the least amount of effort possible, the company that continued to charge you more while offering you
yuck.
less, and then sued anybody
Yuck.
else that even
Like Mario Kart game. Yuck. $80. $80.
tried to come between you. You're triggered over parody designs and the fact that another game exists other than yours. Absolutely pathetic.
Yeah.
Absolutely pathetic. It's so sad
Pathetic.
to see. I would block most of these people if it wasn't so entertaining to see them melt down. But we're not done yet. No, we still got more because Power World's not done either.
Let's go.
Not only is this their second step towards their success, but this is going to be a continued success. And no matter what Nintendo tries to do, and no matter what lies people try to say, Power World has become inevitable.
Inevitable. Yeah, Thanos shit. Palworld will be one of these games give you time. When it tell you go play another games, do whatever you want, and we will do and make a big patch in the future. So you can come back and play a lot of hours, a lot of hours in it. So their devs and they say, oh, understand what type of this game. So it is one of these game you will play it and drop and go back and drop and understand, and you see your uh what's the word, results and something like this. Oh, I need to go YouTube Prime.
So we've been kind of leading up to this, but the one thing that really motivated this follow-up video was the overwhelming amount of disinformation surrounding the Pocket Pair and Nintendo lawsuit. People have been spending years now framing that legal battle as something that it never was, while openly accusing Pocket Pair of a crime that they were never charged with: plagiarism. That accusation was largely left hanging after the game had entered into early access, open to interpretation, and while much of that is to the fault of games media. Soon after Power World had launched, a huge portion of the coverage consisted of games journalists and developers that were dragging the game for its creature designs and its premise. Eurogamer, quite literally just angry because the game was popular, PC Gamer, Eurogamer, IGN, VGC, GameSpot, Kotaku, all of these guys just kept circulating.
Unpacking the Pokemon with guns, game passwords, and do you know what? Who make the not who make one of the head? I don't know if he's CEO or developer, but do you know what he say? I know American like to shoot thing, so I will do that. Understanding what the player and the game or the culture, what they want or what they play, it is a huge thing. Don't ever read things and make sure not to edit things. Don't make them impact you because they are dumb. Because they are dumb. Don't see. Don't even play games. They are don't play games. They are didn't how to say it, review a lot of different people in gaming society and who play casuals games.
These claims about stolen assets, plagiarism, generative AI, and They were convinced that Pocket Pair had done something heinous. Yet once the game had now reached 1.0, every single one of
Sterling, I am mad. I am mad. They are kissing us. Fortnite stealing from game. I don't know. I don't remember. Uh, Now Palworld stealing from Nintendo. When a big company steal something, you will see no journal say something about it. When a rising game not stay steal do some like, let's say some like, they will say it is stealing, it is rigged, it is for bad behavior and all that shit. Why there is why didn't say it from start about this game and this game? Like Nintendo, not all of their designs original. They still shit either. Two.
these guys is
This double standard, I dislike double standard. Make me mad.
silent. Not a single one of these outlets ever went back to correct their accusations or the drama that they helped spread. The only retrospective coverage that I could find was from Dexerto, which had reported that the person that was claiming that they had discovered proof of the stolen Power World models, well, they had actually altered those models to make the plagiarism accusations appear more convincing. And despite all of their reporting on the Nintendo's lawsuit against Power World, none of these outlets ever bothered to mention that the lawsuit never had any claims of plagiarism. Their silence left the original narrative intact this entire time. The unhinged Nintendo fans have been feeding on it ever since then. We've been seeing these people ask genuinely how or why should anybody ever give Power World a pass. Then someone responding to the claim that Power World never stole anything had said, it's not a stretch, don't listen to that dolt. Power World's first controversy was that it used AI in the character building process by feeding every Pokemon into an AI to mix and match them into new ones. Another one had said the developer has spoken highly about generative AI in the past. Power World exists purely to create controversy and
No, this is my personal take. Maybe you will not agree with me, but I don't care if the game use AI. It is a tool. It is a new tool, and you should use it. We see now the developers and new games reach for 4, 5, 6 years in development. So it is a lot of years go by just for develop one game. Now we have AI. I don't say we you should go and use AI for make all the assets, make a game from start. No, it is like any tools, any thing you help you to do better. Take your time, precious time, and make it less and better in products. What I'm trying to say, use it as a tool. Make your game then less than 3 years in development. Use it for your and say it. I use it. I use AI. It is not wrong. I don't. I will not be mad if he use AI, but I will be mad if it's AI original. Only AI used for everything. Like he didn't do anything. Just tell AI to give me game in this and sell it. No, just use it as a tool.
leech off the Pokemon brand. Now we have people that are yet again fabricating images of the new legendary creature Panthalis to make it resemble Kyogre, and the media is there once again helping them to circulate it through articles that perpetuate that lie. Then we see posts that are claiming that Pocket Pair changed the creature designs in 1.0 because of the lawsuit, and once again, journalists are helping to carry a completely false premise into a wider conversation when every, and I mean every, early access game ends up making massive changes to the designs just by full release. So I'm going to say this once. Pocket Pair
Double
was never
standard.
sued over their creature designs. There is no plagiarism or trademark case. Nintendo's entire legal attack was built around patents covering gameplay mechanics that they believed that they had a right to control, including throwing a ball or an object to capture
Yeah,
a
I see
creature,
it, yeah.
mounting a summoned creature, and more recently, touchscreen functionality used to capture a creature. That's why so many of these journalists who quite literally cheered for Nintendo to sue Pocket Pair suddenly lost their voices once the lawsuits began. These cases had demonstrated that while some of Palworld's creatures were undoubtedly inspired by Pokemon, Nintendo was not alleging that Pocket Pair had stolen their models or plagiarized their designs. Instead, these people had summoned the devil and then wanted to cry about what they had done, crying about all these games that were going to get caught in Nintendo's crosshairs and how damaging it would be for the rest of the industry. That is also why a lot of these same outlets have now surrendered themselves to positive coverage. They're publishing guides, reporting on player numbers, and even celebrating the fact that Pokemon finally has competition, all
Yeah,
without acknowledging
finally.
the narrative that they helped create. Luckily, Nintendo has walked away with nothing, losing their efforts in both the United States and also
I
Japan.
think they take like 30,000. I think like that, something like that.
And largely just
Pathetic.
due to the absurdity of their patents. I mean, come on, man. Some of this stuff is absolutely ridiculous, but apparently
Nice.
some of it's also because of Nintendo's most hated force in existence, fan-made games. The plagiarism accusation stopped having anything to do with evidence a long time ago. It has always just been this moral excuse that people have used to not accept that Palworld has earned its audience. Inspiration, plagiarism, stolen assets, generative AI, patent infringement, copyright infringement, all of these things are just completely different accusations that were all thrown into the exact same bucket because accuracy would require these guys to admit that they had lost most of their case years ago. But none of that stopped Palworld from becoming the success that it is. Maybe it slowed it down. Maybe the lawsuits created some uncertainty. Maybe 2 years of people screaming plagiarism, AI, stolen assets, and fraud convinced enough people to stay away from it. But it didn't stunt the game's growth. And nearly 1 million people showing up at the exact same time
Yes.
2 years later is proof of that. Palworld is not some temporary meme anymore. It isn't a novelty. It isn't Pokemon with guns. And it isn't some early access scam that people thought that they were just going to forget about after a month. It is a defined success with a massive audience. And again, nearly every premium game that is surrounding it on Steam's all-time concurrent player chart has gone on to sell 30 million or more copies. Those are not numbers of a game that is barely hanging on. Those are numbers of a franchise that is being built right in front of us.
Yes.
Pokemon doesn't just have another competitor, they have a monster to deal with. Palworld is offering almost everything that fans have been asking for Pokemon to do for years.
See, like Overwatch case. This could be Pokemon.
And then they go beyond it. Open world exploration, meaningful multiplayer, base building, survival systems, deeper creature utility, and monsters that actually matter outside of just standing in a field and just slapping each other. It does all of this for less money and, most importantly, across nearly every major platform.
Oh, so it is in PlayStation and Xbox. I am wrong.
That means that Palworld isn't just giving people an alternative to Pokemon, they're giving them an alternative to Nintendo. You don't need to buy their hardware, you don't need to pay their prices, you don't even need to wait
Yeah.
around hoping for the next
Yeah.
game to run properly.
Yeah.
You can buy Palworld and play it on your PC or your favorite console that you already own with friends that probably were never even considering to buy a Nintendo system at all. And Pocket Pair clearly is not treating this game like it's a one-time fluke. They have a trading card game, a dating simulator, a farming game, more
oh.
updates on the way, and probably a lot more that we don't even know yet. As ridiculous as the premise is, there is a real chance that Palworld just keeps getting better, keeps expanding, and keeps picking up steam. And then what happens when a year or two from now we actually get a sequel that gets announced? What happens when they take everything that they've learned, all the feedback, all the mistakes, and all the money that they've made, and they build something that's even bigger? Palworld has already proved that millions of people were waiting for an alternative. The next one might prove that Nintendo waited too long to realize what they let through the door.
This is the most relaxing game in 2025.
I am 100% a dejected Pokemon fan, somebody that grew up with the franchise but became more and more disappointed as years went
Yeah.
on and finally just separated myself from it. I don't like Palworld just because I want to spite people. And I don't make videos like this just because I want to stick it to Nintendo, though. I'm not going to lie. It does feel good to when I get the opportunity, but I hope that this somehow leads to better Pokemon games. I hope it leads to bigger and better Pal World games and bigger and better games from other developers in the future. And while I fully understand that this is a franchise that wasn't going to grow up with me, and I understand that it's a franchise that's made for kids, I never thought it was a franchise that was going to essentially just devolve into nothing more than premium price slop.
90% of franchises in movies, gaming, and every media, it can't be for children and it can't be for adults. It can be for both ways. Not necessarily at the same time. Maybe a Pal World 1, it's a Pal World for children, CH, and Pal World for adults. You know what I mean? It can be for both. Not in one game. Yes, you can in one game, but not necessarily like Minecraft. But it can be. It's possible.
That's all it is. They're just farming the people that just keep giving them money for whatever reason. And, you know, somebody needed to step up, somebody needed to show up and put them in their place. And I think that's largely what's happened recently. And I think that's how a lot of people feel. I think that's why a lot of people are excited about this game and why people want to support it. Nintendo has just gotten way too confident in their walled garden. They've largely just not had any competition, not any real competition. Nintendo and Xbox and PlayStation have just been having a competition between each other to see who can suck more. But, you know, Nintendo has just tried to farm nostalgia. And they've had this audience of people that have been locked into their console that honestly, in a lot of ways, probably just don't know better. I hate to say it like that, but it's like, if you're just a solely Nintendo gamer, you're not really getting exposed to a lot of other stuff in the wider industry. And games take a long time to be able to get to you in a lot of cases. So in most cases, the games that you have to play are the Nintendo ones. And, you know, give credit where credit is due. Nintendo doesn't have a lot of competition for their games because of the unique premise of their games, the unique premise of their audience. But what that means is that without that competition, without other games to be able to make that comparison to, those games and their quality slips over time. They just get worse, and they continue to until somebody finally steps up and can take the crown from them in this case. And I think that while Pal World hasn't taken the crown necessarily, it probably has for a lot of people. I know that I know none of this is going to stop any of the cope. Half of the people that are trying to more than half of the people are trying to tear down Pal World. They're actually just mentally ill. I kind of really understand that now, especially looking at some of these people's profiles and seeing the people that are posting on Twitter. That's just really guys that are just shaking cups for Twitter chains for gas money more than anything else. But
gas money.
I wanted to try to do my best to be able to set the record straight with this video because I thought it was necessary to do so. I have a lot of respect for this game. I have a lot of respect for the people that made it, and I want to do whatever I can to be able to make sure that people.
Yeah, it was nice video by Legendary Drops. Give him some like, views. Yeah, don't forget to watch his video. Give him some subscribe and follow him. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me and my channel and Twitch. I am starting and again and again. I want to grow and do some content in it. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.